Hey, what's up? It's Stacey Storino. Normally I'm from Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, and if you're a foodie and you love like extreme food videos, you should definitely subscribe to Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill. But in the meantime, I'm also here as Stacey Storino. So, I am really excited. This is what I believe is the number one place for entrepreneur moms to go to learn how in 2019 into 2020, how to best one step at a time grow more multimedia and more omni-channel in their approach. Because whether you like it or not, I know you're trying to balance work and home life, but whether you like it or not, increasingly for best success, you do have to be multimedia in terms of your content marketing, even if you don't sell content. And you do have to be more omni-channel to harness the power of multiple platforms to grow your following, to grow your subscribers, to grow your email list, to grow your customers, and over time, grow your repeat customers and zealous brand advocates. Okay, so we are going to talk about a social media posting tip today. Beth D says, hello. Carmen says, hello. I have to say hello to my ladies. Hello. Hi, at Beth. Thank you so much for showing up, Beth DeWild. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for attending. Yay. And then, hello, Carmen. Always great to see you. Okay, if you're watching on the replay, that's cool too. And if you're here and you have any questions about the tip I'm about to give, and I'm happy to both live and on the replay. I'll check the comments. Fire away. But here's the tip. It's really short and it's sweet, but the questions are probably going to be about, Stacey, I understand what you're saying, but how do I execute it? I'm a busy entrepreneur mom. It's really hard for all the house, spouse, kid, worship, pets, plants, any sort of like W-2-esque kind of hustle that you're doing to bootstrap while you're actually trying to work your business too. And this is day 16 of my 365-day live stream orbit to this channel. In addition, pre-produced content will come here in November. So, that's on top of everything else that I'm doing here. Hey, Kawaii Cactus Rebecca! Hi! I'd love to see you. Thank you very much for attending. So yes, the tip I'm going to give you, you may or may not have heard of before, but we can go back and unpack how to best implement that tip in the busy everyday life that especially entrepreneur moms have. Entrepreneur dads can have it too, but man, I just find that painting with a broad brush, nobody like has to do the work-life balance as hard and as challenging as us busy entrepreneur moms do. So the tip is that if you're going to pick a social media platform, and of course, you're not necessarily automatically picking what you like, you're picking what your niche or target audience likes. You've got to go where the attention is. Actually, Gary Vaynerchuk was where I first heard that. You have to go, and this isn't even the tip yet, you have to go where the attention is. The attention is on social media feeds. And so you have to go where people are getting lost down the next scroll hole, even while they're at work and they shouldn't be. So, you have to go where the attention is. If you even don't like or love social media, or you just don't understand how that could be such a great place to go, you need to go. What platform or platforms you start? Please wait while we try to reconnect. Okay, are we still here? My connection grew unstable. Some of my students are here live, and I have to tell you, they've seen it. I'm in upstate New York, and the connection's not always great. So let's get down to the tip. The tip is whatever platform or platforms, yes, yay, whatever platform or platforms you are starting out at. And for a lot of us, it's both Facebook and Instagram, but not necessarily everybody. You go where the attention is But in today's day and age, with everybody pumping out so much content, even if they're a products-based business otherwise, they're doing the content marketing because that's really a lot of what works today. Why? Because like I just said, and like Gary Vaynerchuk has said, you need to go where the attention is. Sure. But the big success tip is that you have to post consistently and persistently there every single day. Now, I know, you all are so busy juggling all the flaming batons. The tip's easy to say. It probably makes sense because if this is where the attention is and you're going and you're starting off hardcore 1 to 2 platforms, you can copy and paste on tabs in browsers, or you can copy and paste between things or on notes on your phone to cover the 2 platforms and upload the same picture, hopefully optimized for Facebook versus Instagram. Let's just say you have a static picture post and you're like, okay, I can do that, but I don't know how I'm supposed to do that every single day, do or die situation. Stacey, you don't live my busy life. You don't know how hard I have it. No, I don't. I'm not living your life. But nobody's cornered the market on busy, especially if you're a mom. And nobody's cornered the market on like challenge ever, even if you're not a mom. But the bottom line is, it is what it is. You know, we need oxygen to breathe. Grass doesn't grow up like plaid colored. There's certain truisms that are always true. And for the foreseeable future, no matter who you research, consult with, you follow, social media is still continuing to grow. You need to be on your platforms persistently and consistently. You have so many competitors that you're competing with. There is some good news, so just stay tuned for that. You can't just put something up. Hey, Lena, you can't just put something up once a week, 2-3 times a week, anything that's not a daily basis, because even once a day, depending, isn't even enough anymore. But I want you to understand the key to success is persistently and consistently posting, even if you just have to pick 1 to 2 social media channels every single day. So I'm going to get you the good news, and I'm going to go back and unpack in just a minute, because you're like, how am I supposed to do that? And first, I want to say hi, Lena. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you, to the extent that you haven't already, make sure you click the bell notification down below. Pick all when it unpacks with the options, or you may never get notifications on YouTube. Because if you thought Facebook was glitchy, because some of my students are joining me from over on Facebook, YouTube is kind of glitchy when it comes to the notifications. So at least if you pick all, you're increasing your odds that you will actually get it. So even if you can't join me live during my 365-day live, live stream orbit to this channel, you'll know that the live actually did go through because I'm persistent and consistent, and you'll know that you can go back and check it out. So the good piece of advice that I'm going to give you, and then we'll get into the action steps to actually pull this off, is that with every piece of there's actually 2 pieces of good news. With every piece of content that you at least once a day, let's just say for the sake of argument, it's Facebook and Instagram, just for sake of the argument. And every single day you post at least 1 piece of content as a minimum. I know this might sound scary, but 3 or more would not be bad either. And you're like, oh, hold on, we'll get there. But let's just say you do that persistently and consistently every single day. Any followers that you have get trained that you really are there. You are achieving top of mind consciousness with them. And a lot of your competitors, especially if there are a lot of mom and pop shops, a lot of Etsyers, a lot of small, like kitsy little, brick and mortar places, they're kind of kitschy and different. A lot of folks still haven't gotten the memo that social media is really where the focus tends to be. Even when people are at work, even when they shouldn't be looking at it, they're looking at it. Whether they're addicted or not is a separate issue. But the bottom line is, when you're persistently and consistently posting every single day. And if once a day is a real big stretch for you, that's just your initial goal. I'd like to see at least 3 times a day that you post. And again, for sake of this example, on Facebook and Instagram, every single day. Now, when you're doing that, you're not only training your current followers and anybody else who finds you along the way that you are persistently and consistently there. You guys know if you're following somebody on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, if you have a favorite YouTuber and they put out a video like twice a week, let's just say, you can't wait to see the next video. You are trained over time that they put it out on YouTube like 2 videos a week. On Facebook, you're trained that roughly around the same time, some of the brands that you follow, no matter what size they are, no matter what their products are, you're trained to see stuff in your feed. If you don't see something, you're like, oh. Over time, when you're persistently and consistently posting, your followers are gonna like really get trained like Pavlov's dog to look forward to and practically salivate for your next piece of content you put out. If they're following you, they are keen to see more from you. They have a lot of other things competing from their interest, even if it's not competitors of yours or a mix of competitors and non-competitors, but you have to be in it to win it. You have to be where the attention is, and you have to be there persistently and consistently. On YouTube, sure, you can get away with a post. I mean, once a week, video publishing up there might not be so competitive anymore. For the longest time, it was enough. As more competitors rise up and are persistent and consistent, it's harder for the algorithms to rank you higher than others. So that's why like 2 to 3 times a week is the new gold standard there. On Facebook and Instagram and even Twitter, my goodness, you should be posting there like once every hour. And you're like, how can I do that, Stacey? I'm a busy entrepreneur mom. You're a goofball. I'm unsubscribing. Listen, hold on. So what I like to do, and these are things that we will go back and unpack on more as the live stream orbit continues. But what I like to do is at least a week out in advance, more if I can do it, I plan out the publication of my content for that week. Okay. And I will, and if stuff's on sale for Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, where I'm the chief branding officer there since 2017, if we're running a flash sale, we have a product line collection coming out. Yes, our products are edible. They're edible products. When we market them like they're actual products and we put buzz behind them without running any ads, not even press releases necessarily ever. My goodness, people get excited and they eat it up, literally, I guess, pun intended. But I plan out my content. Any sort of marketing or sales strategies definitely get folded into the mix of that content. So I know every single day my 1 to 3 posts that I'm going to put out every single day in advance. But even better, and then I'll get to the next piece of good news, because I did say there were 2 pieces of good news. One, you're training your followers. The more top of mind consciousness you have, the more know, like, and trust factor you have with them. So the more you are likely to convert lurkers into followers or subscribers, the more likely those people will get on your email list, the more likely the people on your email list will redeem a coupon for you, and the more likely you will get repeat customers who become zealous brand advocates. Some people, it doesn't take much. Other people, you have to woo them for a while. How are you wooing them? Daily, 1 to 3 times on Facebook and Instagram as a minimum. Okay. And they're getting addicted to your content. Okay. But I use an auto poster too. I personally use Hootsuite. I'm not an affiliate for Hootsuite. You can use later versus Planoly. I'd like later better for you for Instagram. But I use Hootsuite, and I can post to Facebook page, Facebook group. I can post to Instagram from there. I can post to, I can do some stuff with even Pinterest and even with YouTube as well, LinkedIn. Depending upon who you are watching me live or on the replay, you might not be a straight up products-based business. You might not have anything to do with food and your marketing and its products. You might be a content-based business. You might be someone who provides services. Transformational Healing by Donna, who's often on, she provides services, right? But, no matter what it is that you sell, when you're persistently and consistently posting, and an auto poster and planning out your content in advance can help you. And how do you find the time as a busy entrepreneur mom to actually plan out your content in advance and load the stuff into the auto poster? And, take the pictures or the video snippets, or some niches still like quote cards. You could do quote cards on occasion if you're like fresh out of pictures and images, right? You could do Jiffies. You could use different apps like Boomerang and stuff like that. Mix it up to... Sorry, that was TikTok. I opened up TikTok. I'm not going to melt everyone's brains down with TikTok. I'm growing on TikTok as well because that's the new hot frontier. But Instagram still has plenty of traction. Don't let anybody scare you off and think that Instagram isn't a place where you can still organically grow. Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill organically grows all the time there. Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, by putting up posts at least once a day and oftentimes more, we are able to, and we use an auto poster for a lot of it. We do. We use Hootsuite for quite a bit of it. But something else I want to post a picture, show you, is you can see that like my 9-picture grid or whatever, or my feed, as of the last however many posts, we have a raffle going on. So we have the raffle prize that we're now posting once a day. Well, the raffle is up. Oh, wait a second. I'm not completely mixing it up on my feed right there. Oh, wait a second. I don't have everything like face-tuned and perfect and visco filters and all sorts of crazy. And I don't need it. Because I'll do things, I don't do Facetune, but I will do things, or my husband, when he shoots things in the kitchen, he may or may not use filters or natural lighting. But you know what? Perfect's the enemy of done. He gets the pictures out. We have another admin who sometimes can contribute stuff as well. I'm usually loading up auto posters and or leaning on Hootsuite to do it because I work as a chief branding officer of Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill. I have my coaching business. I work as a joint venture partner with Renee Christine of Cupcake Trainings, and she's the #1 coach for handmade businesses on planet Earth. And I am producing monthly for pay content for her now. I'm a little busy with my kid, and I don't have a housekeeper, and I'll get my groceries delivered, right? Right? So I'm going to start having a team next month. But for years, I didn't have a team. I was a team of one, right? My husband does have an administrator for Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, but that's for Joe's. That's not for me. She doesn't help me with my posts. So I am telling you from the real world, I use my power hour to find the time in a 24-hour cycle or day. And if you missed out, that's day 2 in the first week 1 playlist that's on this channel. Subscribe to the channel if you have it. Every week's worth of content is being put in its own separate playlist. But day 2, I believe, was when I talked about how to get a power hour into a busy day, whether it's a 60-minute period, but not a lot of us can do that, or you break it up into 2 30-minute hemispheres, but you might not even be able to do that on a given day or ever. You can do 4 15-minute quads, though. You can find the time to take the pictures, to do the quote cards, to do the Jiffies or graphics, to plan everything out for that week. You should, I hope, want to be intentional about any sales or coupons and expiration dates. If you do have a brick and mortar presence, or you are going to craft fairs or expos and stuff like that, you want to be able to get those dates in there. You want to get your messaging out about it a week in advance, a couple days before, the day of. You want to live stream from the event. You can do a lot of content on the fly. But if you're scared and you say, I've got too many kids, I've got too many responsibilities, my house is too big, I have little to no help, my business is like running crazy, and I'm trying to get, employees or staff or a team to help me, or I'm in whatever kind of various stages of all of that, get your power hour, no matter how you have to fracture it out every given day. Plan your content, take your content, and if you can't post it all live, and I don't necessarily recommend that you do that, then I would say lean on an auto poster as much as you possibly can. Jasmine Pena says, yes, and breaking it up has helped me so much. I'm actually getting stuff done because I feel like I can, and I don't feel overwhelmed for not getting it all done in an hour. Thank you for sharing that, Jasmine Pena. You're one of my superstars because I know you're applying what you're learning. And some of these students who have been with me for anywhere from 30 to 60 days, it's amazing how they take the little baby steps, they're applying it persistently and consistently, and sooner or later, it shows up in the wash. They're getting more of a following. They're getting more people on their email list. Their email list open rates and click-through rates improve. They're getting more engagement and more interactions on their posts. You need more of them, or people are not going to think about you as much, or find a reason to follow you, or find a reason to look you up if they happen to miss something in your feed. But Jasmine is absolutely right. Many people aren't going to be able to even logistically pull off a whole hour when they're an entrepreneur mom and they're busy personally and professionally. There's no such thing as work-life balance, but perfect work-life balance, I should say. But we're all doing our best balancing act, so it's hard enough to begin with. But the goal is never for you to feel overwhelmed. The goal is for you to fracture things out and do things in as many kind of baby steps that you need to do so that every single day, as we were talking about, I believe yesterday during the live stream orbit, you treat your business like a business every single day. You need to start every day asking yourself, am I treating my business like a business? And if the answer, because if you're treating your business like a business, it will sooner or later start paying you like a business. But if you're treating it like a hobby, you're going to get hobby results. Maybe you get paid, maybe you don't. You're not making money persistently and consistently. You're not making a profit persistently and consistently. So one of the ways to treat your business like a business is to make sure that for that day, however it shows up, you are getting your power hour in. Is it a 60-minute block because that's what you can do? Fine. If it's 2 30-minute hemispheres and that's what you can do, fine. 4 15-minute quads and that's what you can do, fine. But everybody can find 4 15-minute quads. I don't care how crappy of a napper your kid is. I don't care how many kids you have or how much travel this and dance team that they have going on. I don't care, because everybody, where there's a will, there's a way. And what you do during that power hour will obviously vary with the type of business you have and its needs. But if you get the power hour in and you're intentional for whatever part or parts of that power hour that you have, not only are you less likely to feel overwhelmed, like my superstar Jasmine there, but you are more likely to get stuff done. And so even if it's just for an hour every single day, yes, this is 7 days a week, you are more likely to treat your business like a business. Step 2 in that is what I'm talking about today. You need to make sure you get points on the board, maybe not everywhere social media wise to start. And depending upon your niche, you might not have to go too many places, but you have to be omni-channel. To try and just be on one social media platform isn't enough. So using things like Hootsuite or Later or Tailwind for Pinterest and whatnot, you might have to leverage several tools to get it done right the way you need it, or one might be enough. For me right now, Hootsuite's enough. Okay, I can do what I need to do with Hootsuite. Although, quick little tip, if you are going to post on Facebook, either on a page or in a group, go and actually write up the posts in Facebook And then instead of hitting publish, hit that little caret or drop down, and you'll get to schedule it. Because if you use a third-party poster, your algorithmic reach on Facebook will be punished. Not Instagram, at least right now, and not other places, at least right now. Mark Zuckerberg resents you ever going outside of Facebook, ever. All right, so if you're not putting yourself out there, your website and or your Etsy shop is collecting digital dust. You need to drive people to those things. Yes, you can leverage Etsy SEO, sure. Yes, you can leverage regular SEO or search engine optimization like Google, sure. But if you're not actively doing, depending upon what you're doing with your business, one or both of those things, your website, your Etsy shop, or both are collecting digital dust. If you set up social media accounts and you are not posting there a minimum of every single day, use the auto poster, use your power hour, be intentional, get the content together and plug it in. Even if you can never or next to never do a live post, I would rather you do that. And on Instagram, optimize your hashtags, because Instagram is a hashtag-based search engine today. As of like a year or so ago, when hashtags were made searchable, that's officially when that happened, in my personal opinion. I have been able to take clients in the food service industry and outside the food service industry, and I've been able to grow them from 0 to 100 followers or more in a weekend. And in some cases, boom, they had business where they didn't have any. And they were like, 100 followers was all I really needed on, say, Instagram. Of course, I'm going to grow from there. And how do you do it? You're posting persistently and consistently. So if you are not making an appearance where you need to be every single day, YouTube, you can do a video like 2 to 3 times a week, but pretty much anywhere else like regular social media, every single day, you're not going to be seen. Your business is going to collect digital dust, but it's easy enough to do. If all you can do is post once every single day on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, what have you, what's important to your niche, where they tend to have their attention spans, that's going to help you put points on the board and continue to grow your business. You're not collecting digital dust. Well, I hope that tip about being persistent and consistent, and a couple different ways for how to have it show up in your busy work life, crazy, never going to get it perfect balance. I'm hoping that tip and the action steps that I gave you and kind of the good news makes you feel better. When you're being persistent and consistent, you can grow your following, you can grow your email list subscribers, you can grow your business. The other piece of good news I really want to say is that most of your competitors, home-based businesses, mom and pop shops, very small brick and mortar businesses, they can come screaming out of the gate 30, 60, 90 days and do this. Most people will fall off the wagon, no matter what that wagon is, within 90 days. If you remain persistent and consistent, you can outlast a lot of your competition, whether it's brick and mortar within your municipality and neighboring municipalities, or on the internet and social media of things. So think about it this way. Neil Patel, who is a big marketing guru, he said, there's like 7 billion blogs out there. And there's like a blog out there for for every 7 people on Earth, there's a blog. To which I say probably, but how many of those blogs are even active anymore? If you stripped away the amount of blogs that aren't active because they're not, in this case, blogging persistently and consistently. And it used to be once a week. I would say like YouTube, you should be blogging at least 2 to 3 times a week. If a blog is important for your niche, yeah, that's where you show your focus. If you have a Facebook and Instagram person, then that's where you show your focus. If you're just starting, or you're like, oh my God, I'm balancing so much, pick something, but be there if it's social media every single day persistently and consistently, and you will outlast how many other competitors that, again, come roaring out of the gate and fall back after 30, 60, 90.